It's been a phenomenal year for video games, which makes narrowing down the best games of 2020 a difficult task. The launch of the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S consoles have also added to a wealth of riches gamers could enjoy, providing brand new releases that take advantage of the power of next-gen systems and unique capabilities. The new consoles have also added a new lease of life to older titles thanks to backwards compatibility and free next-gen upgrades. In a bizarre, unsettling, and oftentimes downright frightening year, video games became a port of refuge for many. With the outside world lost, we collectively looked for a world inside. Yes, here comes the competition of games. Here is our list of top 10 best console games in the world right now, according to our group of resident gamers. Number 10. The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 is an astonishing achievement, a searing demonstration of how a video game can marry heart-stopping gameplay, gorgeous environmental storytelling, and anxiety-inducing moral complexity. Though it uses the tropes of the zombie apocalypse, it completely transcends the genre. At least 6 years in the making with a crew of thousands and a budget likely in the neighborhood of $100 million. Sony's The Last of Us Part 2 could easily be confused with a big-screen action epic. In fact, although it's a video game, the game shattered sales records, and videos of the action quickly racked up tens of millions of views on YouTube, as fans binged on the 30-plus hours of gameplay, much as they might do with a top-tier Netflix series. Sony has confirmed that developer Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2 is the fastest-selling PlayStation 4 exclusive ever, with more than 4 million copies sold worldwide. The sales surpassed the record held by Uncharted 4, Naughty Dog's first PS4 release back in 2016. Number 9. Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls is an action role-playing game developed by From Software for the PlayStation 3 under the supervision of Japan Studio. It was published in Japan by Sony Computer Entertainment in February 2009, in North America by Atlas USA in October 2009, and in PAL territories by Namco Bandai Games in June 2010. The game was praised for its difficult combat and addictive gameplay, subsequently winning several awards. Few games have changed the industry quite like Demon's Souls. Its original, quiet release breathed life into a genre, and the difficulty of game that many assumed was dead. Not only that, but in 2020, it's hard to think of an action game that's not been influenced by Souls-like. During its first week on sale, Demon's Souls debuted at second place in the charts, with over 39,000 units sold, coming in behind the previous week's top seller Tales of the World: Radiant Mythology 2. Number 8. Ghost of Tsushima. Audiences finally got the open-world samurai game they longed for this year, thanks to Sucker Punch Studios and its stellar Ghost of Tsushima. It skillfully marries stealth action and visceral swordplay, letting players protect Japan from a large-scale Mongol invasion, however they see fit. According to the maths, the recent release of Ghost of Tsushima is the most fan-beloved game of the entire generation, at least according to Metacritic's user scores, the best metric we have to track that sort of thing. Ghost of Tsushima takes place in 13th century Japan, when a Mongolian army has invaded the titular island. You play as Jin Sakai, one of the only remaining samurai in Tsushima following a large-scale attack that wiped out much of the warrior population. Ghost of Tsushima was racking up thousands of reviews, and had an impressive 9.3 out of 10 for a user score. Number 7. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is a remake of the first two THPS games, released in 1999 and 2000 respectively on the PlayStation and Nintendo 64. The controls are slightly tighter, some of the tricks have been renamed, and most charmingly, all the models of the real-life skaters have been updated to reflect how they've aged. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is everything fans have demanded, and so much more. For newcomers, it's the perfect tribute to an era-defining game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 includes all of the stages from the original games, with a unified structure that lets you bounce between progressions through each. Developer Vicarious Visions recreated each environment with meticulous attention to detail, sometimes in ways that spark even more nostalgia. Streamer sets an insane 324 million point combo on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, and it's believed to be a world record. Number 6. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is an action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo for the GameCube and Wii home video game consoles. The story focuses on series protagonist Link, who tries to prevent Hyrule from being engulfed by a corrupted parallel dimension known as the Twilight Realm. No other video game series is as entrenched in gaming culture as The Legend of Zelda. Twilight Princess holds an air of wonder and adventure that the 4 other 3D Zelda games haven't been able to match. If you love figuring out classic Zelda puzzles with items and equipment upgrades obtained throughout your journey, then you'll love Twilight Princess. Fans of The Legend of Zelda have argued for more than 3 decades over which game in the series is the best, and it has not ended yet. Number 5. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Grand Theft Auto 5 is well and truly a masterpiece. It didn't become the most sold game of the 2010s or the all-time third best-selling game by chance. It really is one of the best games ever made. Rockstar's legendary GTA series has been a literal game-changer in the world of gaming. The series spearheaded open-world action games that we are showered with these days. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a 2004 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the 7th title in the Grand Theft Auto series, and the follow-up to the 2002 Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It was released in October 2004 for PlayStation 2, and in June 2005 for Microsoft Windows and Xbox. It was the best-selling video game of 2004, and with over 27.5 million copies sold worldwide as of 2011. And still, it is a widely played console game in the world. Number 4. Red Dead Redemption. Over the past 2 decades, Rockstar Games has emerged as a force to be reckoned with in the games industry. Rising up from quirky, Scotland-based developers with a taste for pulp and crime fiction, Rockstar evolved radically, shifting into innovators and provocators, creating some of the industry's most influential and blockbuster titles. Red Dead Redemption is a 2010 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar San Diego and published by Rockstar Games. A spiritual successor to 2004's Red Dead Revolver, it is the second game in the Red Dead series. Red Dead Redemption 2 brings a story about a gang from the 1890s, wherein the protagonist, named Arthur Morgan, travels from disappearing Wild West of the 1890s America. According to reports, Red Dead Redemption has pulled in more than $725 million in worldwide retail sales, and achieving the biggest opening weekend in the history of entertainment. Number 3. God of War. God of War is an action-adventure game developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. Released worldwide on April 20th, 2018 for the PlayStation 4, it is the 8th installment in the God of War series, the 8th chronologically, and the sequel to 2010's God of War 3. God of War series was synonymous with action hero machismo and unbridled anger. From the first vicious battle with the multi-headed Hydra to the utter decimation of the Greek pantheon, the franchise found its groove and dug in, with flashy chained blades, acrobatic movements, gigantic enemies, and a story of revenge. God of War has won the sought-after Best Game prize at the 15th Annual BAFTA Games Award. Number 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a 2009 first-person shooter game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the 6th installment in the Call of Duty series, and the direct sequel to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, continuing the storyline. Modern Warfare 2 continues the gripping and heart-racing action as players face off against a new threat dedicated to bringing the world to the brink of collapse. An entirely new gameplay mode which supports 2-player cooperative play online that is unique from the single-player story campaign. Special Ops pits players into a gauntlet of time trial and objective-based missions. Modern Warfare 2 received universal acclaim, with praise for its campaign, multiplayer, and amount of content, although it received some criticisms for its short length and a lack of innovation. Within 24 hours of release, the game sold approximately 4.7 million copies in North America and the United Kingdom. Finally, number 1 with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Ask any Legend of Zelda fan if Ocarina of Time's place in the greatest games of all time pantheon should be disputed, and you'll more often than not be met with surprise. A revolutionary video game for its time with almost perfect review scores and a fanbase that transcends even Nintendo's loyal customers. And it's hard to debate this fact. It was released in Japan and North America in November 1998, and in PAL regions the following month. Ocarina of Time is the 5th game in the Legend of Zelda series, and the first with 3D graphics. The player controls Link in the fantasy land of Hyrule on a quest to stop the evil King Ganondorf, by traveling through time and navigating dungeons and an overworld. Ocarina of Time received widespread approval from critics and consumers, and won several awards and accolades. Reviewers praised its visuals, sound, gameplay, soundtrack, and writing. It has been widely cited as one of the greatest video games of all time, with numerous publications ranking it as the greatest video game ever made. Video games are too many things to be confined by some notion of universal relevance. Games can be adventures and puzzles, and release valves for our anxiety and frustration. They can be tools for communication and experimental spaces for self-discovery. They can be sports, they can be dangerous, encouraging you to gamble away your paycheck and consume every millisecond of your free time. Video games are the medium that combines all other mediums, blending art and film and music and everything else in a one impossible to summarize concoction. Let us know which game you've played and enjoyed the most, and which one you are going to play after watching our video. Okay, that is it for today's video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, District10 TV, for more videos like this. You may check out our previous videos as well. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.